Hello, I'm Dane. Welcome to another episode of the Juicy. If this is your first time coming here, thank you, and please do consider subscribing. In today's episode, I will discuss how to kind of legendify your measures. So I have a very basic table. So I have a column for fruit and a column for sales. So basically, what we want to do is let me just visualize that and then the sales. And we add a parameter. So basically what we want to do is we want to kind of group um, the sum of sale by fruit and whether they are actually or whether they are on or above the budget. So if our budget is 25, let me change that to budget. So if our budget is 25, everything here is of course within the budget or above the budget or target. The 37, only 41 and 45 are to be included. Now we can create a measure to identify whether our sale by fruit is within the budget. So I've already created a measure here. So it's telling me that if sum of sales is greater than or equal to the parameter value, which is this. And by the way, I created a parameter using the numeric range feature of Power BI. So going back, okay, so if sum of sales is greater than or equal to parameter value, then yes, otherwise a no. Now, we can choose a measure as a legend because we need a physical column. So how do we do that? So we need to have a table that has the value we want. For example, we want yes and no, then we need a table that has yes and no. So I already have that grouping table. And sort is optional. You might want to add a sort column if you have more than 2 rows, but it's optional. And this was created using enter data. Is enter data. Okay. So now we have our grouping. The next thing we want to do is create a measure that will group our sale by fruit and indicate whether the sales by fruit is on or above budget. So let me create that measures. Sales. Let me use sale. Yes. No. First, we will create a calculated table, and I'll name this calculated table underscore TBL, but it's up to you. So I'll summarize the sales table by fruit, and then I'll add a column called uh, amount, or let's say AMT. Now, at sign is optional. It's up to you. Just something that will make it easier for me to access a virtual column without me getting confused. So amount is calculate sum sales. Now, if you are not referencing an external measure within a virtual table or in a calculate table, then you need to use calculate. Otherwise, you will see the same sales amount in all rows. And then we will create another column called grouping. So grouping is if the sales by fruit is greater than or equal to parameter value, then it's a yes, else no. Okay. The next thing to do is we want to filter this virtual table. So you want to filter it by either a yes or a no. So filter where grouping is equal to selected value. Okay. Now, here's the problem with selected value. Selected value at the total level, if there are more than one values, will turn blank. So if we put this in a table, you will not see the total because selected value returns blank. So instead of using selected value, you will use in and values grouping. So it's what this means is that for all grouping rows in this virtual table, they should be in this list. And of course, we will return the filtered value. So sum x, filtered table, and add amount. There we go. Mm, So let's see. So we have this, oops. So we have this grouping. Let's add grouping and then sales, yes, no. So we now have this. Let's check. So 45 is our budget. So only 45 is on or above target. If we lower this, now 39 is our budget and 41 and 45 are above target, so we get 86. And the next thing we want to do is, of course, to put this in another visual. Let's use a stack column chart. Stack column chart, and then we add our legend. Oh, there's an error. Why? Because there is no relationship between fruit and sales rather and grouping. So we need to use the measure we created just a while ago. So sales, yes, no, and here it is. And column, if it's a no, let's use red. So let's move. Okay, everything is in budget or above or on or above budget. So that is how you identify a measure. Well, thanks for staying with me and have a good one. Bye bye.